What a day. Great weather. The guys were excited to be on the grass, getting right back to football. You know, some new faces in there. You got Claude and Trevin Wallace inside at linebacker talking to each other, getting the communication, just working through the issues, all the things that, typical Wednesday bring, but the energy was great. They were running, flying around. That was fantastic. It was good to see some familiar faces back out there. Dane Jackson practiced a little bit today. Ian Thomas was out there running around. They both look solid, coming along great, so we'll keep progressing them as the week goes along. And then guys we got back was Stephon Sullivan, practice squad, who was with us in camp. Devin Tompkins, a guy I have experience with from Tampa. So Caleb Farley, a local guy made in North Carolina. Good to have him here. Just a tall, fast prospect, another guy to bring in here to just add to the rooms as we continue to find us and play ball. So, but a really cool day of throwing and catching on the offensive side. It was sharp. The energy was great. Exactly what we're looking for a work Wednesday.
Dave, what are you looking for from Ian and Dane to know that they'll be ready potentially this weekend?
Yeah, we got to see them handle the load of a full week, right? So today's the first step of it. We got to go Thursday and Friday running around. How does their body respond going into the weekend so we can make those decisions and make sure we're doing the right thing for them. This is the first time they're playing football. Their body is ready, but you know that there's a contact adaptation that happens with push, pull, tug, all the things that it's kind of like you can run all you want, but if you go play basketball that first time, you're going to be really sore. The movements are different when you're having to face somebody on a regular basis. So.
Jatavion and just to follow up on that, Jatavion and Mike Jackson have obviously played a lot in their absence. How do you kind of factor in playing time for those guys just based on the availability this week?
Oh, we're just counting on Mike and JT to just business as usual. Continue to just get into the game plan, know what to expect situationally. We're counting on those guys to play.
Deontay didn't practice with the ankle. Is
Yeah.
there any concern about his availability?
Just soreness right now, but again, we got to get him back out on the grass and make sure that he can run and cut, do the things that we need him to do. And we felt like, taking this day to really get on top of it, get ahead of it, gives us a chance, to get into as the week goes and we add the stuff in the game plan that he's being exposed to more of it and just being smart about getting his ankle to full health.
Dave, when you lose that much experience at the linebacker position,
Yeah.
How important is that experience at that position? How do you mitigate it when you have younger guys in?
Yeah, let's go. Next guy's up. They got to do it. They see the plays in practice. They got to feel the issues, and make sure that they're talking. Okay, so we don't want silence out there. Making your calls right, wrong, or indifferent. Make those calls quickly. And the look offense did a fantastic job of breaking the huddle fast, challenging those guys to get the calls out in a timely fashion. But that's just exactly what they need, and they just got to play football. So that's what we're hoping for.
Dave, with Trevin, when you guys were evaluating him, did he have a lot of background calling defenses when he was in college?
I don't know that. I just, we saw the prospect, big, fast, made some plays on the ball, had great hands in coverage, hit hard, all those things that we love. So,
Based on what you've seen, though, how is he in that kind of when he got thrown in there the other day?
he's doing great so far. He got the calls in a timely fashion, and we were able to function, and we played well in that second half, with him in there and held them to a couple of field goals in that second half. So, looking forward to seeing him out there.
Brad told us last week that you guys as an offensive staff are taking opportunities to steal reps on with the defensive scout team where Bryce is concerned and other players too.
Yeah.
Is there anything specifically you've been working with and Bryce, and granted in kind of a limited snapshot on that scout field?
Business as usual, come in, get the game plan down, going through our drills, all the same fundamentals that we go through, Andy, Bryce, Jack, just making sure our base is right and going through our progressions, making sure we're detailed with the pass game and the run game. So it's all the same stuff. It's just taking that next step, taking each day, crushing that day, win the day. That's the approach.
Anything specific to Bryce?
Same, business as usual. Come and work, figure out the game plan, get to your fundamentals, keep getting better every day.
We saw some NFL films footage yesterday of him encouraging Andy and sort of saying we're going to see a classic Dalton drive come back. How have you thought Bryce has handled this overall in general?
The expectation is to know the game plan, be ready to play. He's done that. He's supportive. He's sharp, all the same things, and so that's that role. That's that role, is to be an asset. Everybody in that room, you be a resource for the quarterback that's playing, and we all pull our weight. We all pour into it, everything we got. So just doing a fantastic job of that.
Dave, when you look at the run game, obviously Chuba back-to-back games with 100 yards. What's been clicking about that phase of the offense? Because, like you said, since you got hired, that wants to be the identity of this team.
Yeah, it all starts up front. Austin Corbett getting us pointed, getting all the runs ID'd properly, the quarterback making sure we're getting to the right runs, the guys taking care of the line of scrimmage, working our combos, we need to continue to improve to use our hands, to play with extension, get our hands up so we can work to the second level. But they're establishing a new line of scrimmage. Chuba is running the runs the way they're supposed to be, and then he's making extras. We tell them, just run the run right to the line of scrimmage. Give us that, and then after that, you take over with your skill set. And Miles did a fantastic job as well in those opportunities that he got.
Dave,
I think after last year, there was some concern about depth on the offensive line.
Yeah.
To have Chandler step in, and I don't know how much credit you put to the PFF grades or whatever, but
Yeah.
to have them grade out relatively well, how does that speak to the unit as a whole?
It's fantastic, and it's that next guy up mentality. When the guys get opportunities to play football, it's huge, So for him to be able to handle it, with the focus that he did, just go in there with all the games that he has under his belt, the experiences just keep stacking up for a guy like Chandler, and he did a fantastic job in that game.
Dave, speaking of Miles, we saw you guys use 21 personnel and kind of use some pre-snap reads. I know you're not a guy that wants to delve into the play calling, but from a game planning standpoint, how much of a factor is that with how much is that a threat to the defense when they see Miles kind of moving around back there?
Yeah, it's our job as coaches to put our best 11 on the field at all times, and we have a couple of different combinations of groups that give us something. And when you got Miles and Chuba out there at the same time, these are two of our best players with the ball in their hands. And so as we go, we got to continue to grow roles for Miles, to find ways to get him touches. He's dynamic with the ball. Of course, Chuba, and then, of course, the wide receiver room and the guys that are developing, Xavier showing up. We know what Deontay can do, and JT's made some plays, Tommy, the whole group. So in my hope, my dream of all dreams is to be able to be multiple, to use 3 tight ends at times, to use multiple backs, sometimes to use 5 wideouts. And if we can do all those things and function in the core of our concepts, it's the same plays, new guys doing it. When we understand that conceptually, you can be it gives you an attacking style, because most coordinators don't have 5 calls for some of the one-off personnels, and that can allow you to play ball a certain way. But we have to take it in stride, and we got to just let guys show us that they're dynamic and they want to be a part of helping the Panthers win.
Dave, I think your tight end position only has, I think it's like 8 catches.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something, is that a product of who was out there? Is that something you want to try to get them more involved in the passing game? Will they be more involved once Ian gets back in? What do you think?
Wish I could answer that. Right now we have a starting point, and it starts with Deontay Johnson, and trying to figure out ways to formation him, to get him good looks that way. He saw a little double coverage last week, Well, guess what? Xavier made a 15-yard catch on a critical 3rd down because he had the single. So we'll get one-on-one opportunities for receivers, for tight ends, for the backs at times when we have a focal point and a starting point in our pass game, and that's what I'm excited about. That's gotten going the last couple weeks.
Dave, has there been a particular throw the last couple weeks that you've seen Andy make where it's like, yeah, that's what he brings to this team?
I mean, he's just played fantastic ball. We asked him to hit the first open guy, and he's done that well.
How important has it been, though, for Deontay to 27 targets in the last 2 games, to have that multiple fixture there where you didn't have it the first 2 weeks? How has that elevated the offense and what you need to accomplish?
Yeah, just same thing, David, right? It's like when we have a starting point, then coverages, the attention of the defense starts to draw focus to a certain part of it, and that's what kind of opens up the rest of the thing. If we go into a game plan trying to target everybody, it can get muddy. So it's great to just have a starting point, and I'm glad that we're able to make Deontay a factor in what we're doing.
There's been a lot of rumors, speculation that, if you guys lose a few more games, that Deontay could be on the trading blocks. Is he a guy that you feel that valuable in, that maybe you could keep for the future?
My job is to do the best thing, to put the best 11 guys out there to win. That's my job as the head coach. And the guys we have, we love the guys and the development and progression that we have. So I don't see that happening.
What's your assessment of Caleb Williams?
I haven't watched all of his games specifically. I know that with rookie quarterbacks, you just try to feature the things they do well, and I think they're working towards those things. But again, they're starting over conceptually. And I've been in that place twice now, in Tampa and then here, and it takes time to figure out your identity of what the offense is going to look like, get a focal point and all that, and they're working towards that. They certainly have some skilled players and some talent around them.
Did you have an opportunity?
One more after this one.
Did you have an opportunity to watch him much, like watch his college tape?
Yes, I did.
And your thoughts of him coming out?
He was fantastic. He was clearly just a fantastic quarterback in college and made plays off schedule, made fantastic throws off platform. You see all the talent there, and I think I hope it's not this week, but I think it's just a matter of time before he finds his rhythm with a bunch of those skill players he has. So.
On the flip side of that, they've been able to rely on their defense a lot. I think they're 11th overall. From what you've seen, what is it that they're doing so well?
They have a real simple approach. They have disguises off of it. It's very similar to the Bengals approach where things start a certain way and they can play other things off of it. But the bottom line is Coach Eberflus tells those guys to go. And they do. They respond that way. They play great team football. They fly to the ball. They rotate the entire defensive line, and that second group is good. So they have a fantastic mentality about how they play ball and a great system that I really respect. Some of the coaches, Andre Curtis, guys that I know that I've met, that I've coached with over the years, they're in great hands. But again, it goes back to the players taking that ownership, taking that identity, and playing that tough football that they've been playing. A great challenge for us this week.
Just to be clear on Deontay, are you expecting him to play this week?
Absolutely, yeah. So we're gonna get him out there and run him around and make sure he's ready to go.
One quick one.
Dude, just to clarify, Shaq Thompson hasn't gone on an IR yet. Is
Yeah.
his status still season ending in your guys'?
Yes, and I was able to FaceTime with him right now. We'll get all the updates of the surgery and everything like that, but he wanted to know how practice went. So, could you imagine anything else from Shaq? So for a first-time head coach, I can't say enough what it means for a veteran guy like Shaq Thompson to send me texts after the games, to support the messaging going to the rest of the guys, to embody it, to play with the style that we're looking for all across the board, and just really be just such a leader and a team guy. So somebody we're going to really miss, it just meant a lot for me that he checked in and was like, how'd it go? Right off the field as I'm coming over here. So I love that guy and just hoping for a beautiful and quick recovery.
Did he have surgery today?
Yes, he did.
He did, all right. Was it after surgery?
Yes.
You heard
Thank
from
you.
him afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and everything went well as far as
I think so. We didn't get the full rundown of all that. So,
Thank you.
yep.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you all.